Hola Seekers and bienvenidos to A Pick a Card with me, Kim. So we all know that having hopes and dreams is pretty nice, but what happens when fears and insecurities get in the way from us reaching towards what we really want? Having that in mind, in this reading, we will look into what fears are holding you back from pursuing and or achieving your dreams. What doubts or insecurities are causing you to lose hope? And at the very end, we will get guidance from Spirit on how to move past these fears and or doubts. And speaking about overcoming your fears to achieve your dreams, I would like to celebrate my friend Kino from the channel Kino Tarot, who recently collaborated with Maidenfield on a new single titled Never Coming Down. That was just released this January, I believe on the 8th. For those of you who have not yet stumbled upon Kino's work, she is an amazing tarot reader who also does pick a card readings here on YouTube. I will be providing the link to her YouTube channel, Kino Tarot, in the description box down below. The link to her most recent single will also be provided in the description box. So yay, Kino, congratulations, and thank you so much for you have taught me that dreams do come true. Even when the journey gets tough, as long as you persevere, have hope, and believe in yourself as well as your dreams, then all is possible. Yeah, so never give up, folks. Okay, so back to the reading. To receive the messages needed for this pick a card, we are going to use tarot and oracle cards as well as keywords and some hand-drawn cards representing the 7 main chakras. So we have 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the black Tourmaline. Group 2 is Hematite, and Group 3 is Black Obsidian. So take as much time as necessary, pause the video if you need to, and whatever card or crystal calls out to you, then that will be your group. And the timestamp for each group is provided in the comments section down below. Okay, so now that you've chosen, let's jump into your reading. Hello Seekers who chose Group 1, the Black Tourmaline. So I would like to begin this reading with an intuitive message. Never doubt your worth. You have as much to offer as the sun has light to illuminate. You are enough. Believe that. And we do have the black Tourmaline here, which is used to purify the emotional body from anxieties, negative thoughts, angers, and also feeling of unworthiness. I did also receive the term imposter syndrome. I am also getting this feeling of comparison and possibly even envy. But now let me pull out one of these cards to see which chakra needs working on at this moment. So which chakra may be a little closed or blocked. That is the reason for these fears or insecurities. Okay, so we have 2. The higher heart chakra and the solar plexus, and I would also like to pull out 1 keyword. This one. So we have offer. Okay, I like how we have offer because the intuitive message was you have as much to offer. But now let us move into the cards. So the first card will help us see what is the fear that is holding you back from pursuing and or achieving your dream. And we have the 10 of Arrows instruction. Okay, so the 10 of Arrows is the 10 of Swords in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, which often denotes exhaustion, betrayal, this feeling of failure. I do feel that the main fear for you guys is the fear of failure, of not meeting either other people's expectations or even your own expectations. Now, when I do look at this card, I always do see this kind of mentor-student dynamic going on here. And I do feel like whatever it is that you're trying to pursue or what your dream is, it's something that you've been working on since a very young age or for a long period of time. And possibly it's something that has been taught down by generations, or you have someone be it a parent, an actual mentor that has been looking at your progress or at your work, or it's been motivating you behind the scenes. This person might also have been the one to inspire you to pursue this in the first place. And so I do feel like there's a lot of expectation and even pressure being put on you because you don't want to let these people down or this specific person down. I also do again feel this feeling of comparison. I'm not sure whether your parent or this mentor or whoever this figure might be tended to compare you a lot to someone else, be it your sibling, maybe even your colleagues, and they used this comparison to push you and to motivate you. They thought that that was the way to help you get inspired or to push you to do better. And so I feel like that is something that has stuck into your subconscious. You just tend to compare yourself a lot to other people, and maybe sometimes this causes envy, this causes bitterness and frustration within you, and there's always this feeling of not enough, like I'm not worthy, I don't have it in me. And I do feel like sometimes you might actually feel very proud of your work or the progress that you have done, but it feels like, see how there's a wheel being represented here? It's like you're moving forward, but then possibly you see another person's work through Instagram or maybe on YouTube, or you hear about it in the radio, you see it on TV, newspaper, whatever it is. And as soon as you see that, you go back and you feel down again. What you thought was really good work, now you see it as complete failure or not good enough. One of the things that's keeping you back from even going further with whatever it is that you want to pursue is actually this feeling like, what is the point if I'm actually going to fail? Or what is the point if there's people who actually do this and they do it better than I, right? So that keeps you back. It keeps you from letting your arrow fly. I see arrows as intentions. We use the arrow to hit at the target, to hit bullseye. But for you, it feels like no matter how, let's say allegory, no matter how many years you've been practicing archery, no matter how good and skilled you are at it, you always fear that when the moment comes, you're going to miss. And you are going to be ridiculed, you are going to let a lot of people down. And that once you miss, once you fail, you will never get an opportunity at this again. So might as well not even try. It's almost this feeling of, I wouldn't say half-assing it, because that's not the energy. You put a lot of effort, you put a lot of work in this, especially again, because I feel like there's a lot of pressure to satisfy others or to even satisfy your own expectations of self. But it's like you don't really go all in with it. You find ways to not really commit. It's like doing art, but not really putting it on a platform that you know a lot of people would see, because again, you are fearful that if you put yourself out there and you don't get the recognition that you feel you should have by a certain time, it's proof that you were not talented or worthy enough in the first place. So you hold yourself back a lot. And for some, I feel like there's actually an opportunity for you, either starting, let's say, a YouTube channel. I'm feeling like signing a contract, maybe applying to a college, and you have the opportunity to do so, but you're holding back on it because you're scared of being denied, of not being accepted. And I feel like there's a lot of people who see your potential and who are pushing you and motivating you to go forth with this, but you are extremely hesitant on doing so. I don't know, for some reason, deep down in your core, I'm feeling this energy of core here, you truly feel you're not deserving or worthy of it. Because we also do have offer here, so I do feel like an offer has come for you, but you're not taking it because of this fear. And I mostly feel like it's also a great insecurity. Okay, but let's move into the other card, which is here to help us see what doubts or insecurities are causing you to lose hope in a situation. So we have the Six of Pentacles, number 51, the Lion. So the Six of Pentacles talks about generosity, charity, support, about gratitude and fairness. It's this energy of equality, even more so with the number 6. And we do have the number 6 represented again here, adding the 5 and the 1. Number 6 for me represents balance. It's also about duality. And then we have the line here, which denotes courage and strength, perseverance, and resilience. So I feel one of the insecurities for you guys is actually this feeling of unworthiness, this actual fear of not succeeding in your endeavors. And this fear is so real that it keeps you in place, shaking, because you are not guaranteed a success. Now remember, number 6 is about balance. I'm seeing this as a dichotomy. Nothing is really written in stone. Is there a promise that you will succeed? No. Is there a promise that you will fail? No. Both of them are pretty much possible. You tend to hold yourself back because you feel you've been proven time and again that you are not good enough. For example, I always go back to art, but if you do art, right, you draw and you put your drawings up on Instagram, and let's say you don't have as many followers and you don't have as many likes as another person who maybe just opened an account like a week ago. They have like 1,000 and something, and you've had your account open for like 6 months already and you have less than that. And you're like, well, this proves, right, this is fact that I'm not good enough because this person just opened it a week ago and look how many likes she already has. Look how many supporters she already has. So this feeling of 6 is also like you're feeling like you put a lot of work into something, but you're not receiving the same amount back. And this is proof to you that if you even went further with this, it's going to lead you to nowhere. It's just going to prove time and time again that you're not good at this. But that is not facts. It is very frustrating and irritating to hear that everyone has their own journey and everyone moves at their own pace. But that is very, very true, especially because we have the lion here. The lion often speaks about patience. If you have a fear of putting yourself out there because you feel like you will fail, you feel like you will let others down, then this fear is why the process is so slow moving. Because possibly if, let's say, you got instant recognition or fame or instant approval, maybe you wouldn't even believe it. Maybe you would have a hard time accepting all this success that is coming towards you. And so for you guys, I feel like it's a buildup. It's a slow moving energy. And that's what Pentacles is all about. It's earth energy. It's slow moving. And it's only slow moving because it's meant to build up. It's meant to become stronger as time progresses. And you guys, this is about building your strength, your courage, and your confidence. The lion is very connected to sun energy, which is all about confidence, which we have here represented in the solar plexus. This solar plexus has to deal with how you view yourself, how confident you are of yourself. It's about your self-worth. And for you guys, it's a buildup. It's working on it. It's believing in yourself. Not so much because of external validation, because if our foundation is external validation and we build our tower or our empire on top of that, then I will be honest with you, that is a pretty weak foundation. Because external validation, it's a very unstable thing. You can have really good days in regards to it, and you can have really, really bad days in regards to it. So building your empire on top of that will not guarantee that things will continue to progress and move smoothly for you. So it's very important to build this confidence from within. And that's what's happening with you guys. And I feel like some of you, you're even doubting your leadership abilities because the lion is the king of the safari. You might feel like you will not be able to take on all of these projects or all of this responsibility. I don't know why. It's like the lion is reminding me of fame, of like being in the public eye, of getting all this recognition, being in the spotlight. And I feel like for some of you, even mentioning it might feel a little daunting for you. Like you're not ready for it yet. And it's okay. You don't have to be ready for it right now. That's why I say this is a working energy. But in order to start building it, there's a need to move forward. And remember, this is courage. I always say courage is having fear, but moving in the face of that fear. We see this lion here as he's shaking and trembling, but he's standing his ground. And that is the same energy for you guys. And I feel like you have shown throughout your journey a lot of courage. I feel like you tend to have a lot of fear, and that requires a lot of courage from you. And maybe because of that, you feel like you're not worthy because it takes effort from you to do things. Oh my goodness, guys, know that taking effort to do something doesn't mean you're not good at it. And needing courage in order to move towards something or move from something, it's an immense strength. It doesn't make you any more weaker. It makes you the more stronger. And I feel like we get this idea that our purpose or what we're supposed to do or a talent, it needs to come easy to us. We need to be so naturally good at it, naturally talented at it. And if we're not, it must mean that that's not what we're meant to be doing, that we should just give up and move on to something else, something that we are good at. That's not the case. If this brings you passion, because the lion is reminding me of fire energy, passionate energy, if it inspires you, you go and do it. You keep persevering with it, because even if it takes effort, even if you have to fight for it, but as long as you keep believing in this, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to come easy to you to prove to you that this is what you're meant to do. All that is required is for you to want to do it. That's it. Because we do have the higher heart chakra here, and that's reminding me of an inner child energy. It's authenticity. It's connecting with your spirit, connecting with that part of you that you feel joy. You feel a spark in regards to something. Okay, so now let me move on to the next card, which will be guidance from spirit on how to move past this fear or doubts. So we have the night. So night for me is a very fleeting energy. It's waiting until everything is dark, where half of the world is asleep, in order to flee a situation without having the need for confrontations or for conversations. And we do have the crescent moon here, and this phase of the moon reminds me of closures. It's ending a cycle. And I feel like with this ending of a phase, it's the ending of a phase of letting your fears consume you, letting your fears tell you what you should or shouldn't do. Most of us think that in order to not have those fears anymore, we need to terminate them. We need to obliterate them. Like I was mentioning before, that is not the case. This is about, I'm seeing like your fears are down here and you decide to fly over them. Does it mean that the fears are no longer here? No, they're still here, but you decide to fly over them and past them. So do not spend your life waiting until you have no more fear. It's not about that. It's acknowledging your fears, realizing that they're there, being honest about it, like, these are my fears, but do I want this? Do I at least want to try? And it's not so much for the outcome anymore, but it's more for the journey. Then go for it. When we get caught up with the results, that's when we also hold ourselves back, because then we're only on this scale of like what, failing, succeeding, failing. But when we focus more on like the journey, what we will get out of it, how strong, how more resilient we will become from this, that's when things start shifting for us. There's a lot that you will traverse, but there's a lot that you will get to learn, get to grow from through this journey. And with this night, I keep thinking of the phrase taking flight. And I'm seeing this because we're only seeing the back of the bird here. It's this energy of not turning back. Out of sheer courage, making a decision at night, and then going forward with it before the fear catches up to you. Because this energy here is making me feel like the dream is worth it. And for some of you guys, you have a dream and it might be a hidden dream. Because what you're actively pursuing at the forefront, where everybody can see, might be a dream of another person or an expectation from other people. But what you really want to pursue, you have been putting in the back burner to please others. For some of you, it will take a lot of courage to pursue what you actually want to do, to let go of this thing that you've been working so hard on for some of you might be years, in order to finally take flight and move towards what you truly want. And we do have offer. I do feel like for some of you, an offer is coming in, and it's an offer that you really want. That if it weren't for these expectations, you would take this offer immediately. And I feel like Spirit is telling you, you don't have to hide this, being secretive about it, or betraying those that you love. It doesn't have to be that way, but you can pursue your dream. Can be confident that you have the talents and skills to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And you don't have to keep moving forward in this path that others have laid ahead of you. You can create your own path if you choose to. Because we have the lion here, I am feeling like this journey might be a difficult one. But what journey isn't? That's why it's very important to start building your confidence. So whenever you feel inspired, in that moment that you get that courage, in that moment that you feel like taking back your freedom, it's recommended for you to go forth with it, to take that offer, as long as this offer inspires you, because it's this passion and inspiration that will help push you through a lot of difficult moments in your journey. And I feel like this night is like an overnight energy, but it's choosing, you know, like when you make a choice about something, things can happen and change overnight. So if you choose to go now in the direction that you want, the change will be drastic, because now you made up your mind. Now nothing can stop you. Sure, there will be obstacles, but as long as you believe in this and keep pursuing it, nothing will be able to stop you. So I keep talking about an offer that's coming in, but I feel for some, this might be an offer that comes in, and this is about standing your ground and possibly choosing not to take this offer, because again, as I mentioned before, you probably have been working really hard on something that is not truly your dream. And so an opportunity is going to be given to you in which you will have to commit even further to this dream that is not yours. And with the line here and with the knight, it almost feels like standing your ground and saying, no, enough is enough. Now it's time to pursue my dream, and choosing to move away from this situation, choosing to move away from this dream that is not yours in order to take flight in the pursuit of your own dream. Okay? So now let me pull one message for you guys. You see, here we have it. Keep moving forward. Yeah, if that is the case, then it's okay to stand your ground. It's okay to say no if that is what you wish, okay? You don't have to commit to another person's dream. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello, seekers who chose group number 2, the Hematite. So the Hematite helps focus your energy and bring balance between the mind, the body, and the spirit. It also helps enhance your willpower, boost your self-esteem, and it works very well with the energy of timidity to help build your confidence. So for this group, I was feeling a lot of resistance, and it is because there is this idea that nothing ever goes your way, and if things are going good for you, then something bad is bound to happen. And this idea has been created because of an unpleasant past experience that left a lot of heartache and also some emotional wounding. But now let us pull out a card that will help us see which chakra needs a little work at this moment, because possibly it may be blocked. Okay. So we have the sacral chakra. And now I'm going to pull out a keyword to see. Okay, we have 2. We have relationships and we have body. Okay. So we're going to keep these to help us with the reading. So the first card will give us information on what fear is holding you back from pursuing or achieving your dreams. So we have the King of Stones, Wolf. This is the King of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. So the King of Pentacles is often seen as someone who is wealthy, reliable, successful, stable, loyal, someone who is a protector and a provider. Now this can be representing your energy or the energy of someone of your past. If it was a person from your past, I feel this is how you saw them, as someone who was dependable and reliable. But as time went by, you realized that all of this was an illusion, because we do have the full moon here in the background, and the full moon does represent hidden things and secrets. It's about illusions. So this is someone who promised you a lot of things but never kept their promises. This might have been someone who was disloyal to you, who wore a lot of masks and was never truly authentic with you. You might have depended a lot on this person because this person did appear reliable, but when it came down to it, they fell through. And because of this, you might have ended distrusting people. And what this has created is this fear of commitment. Even this idea of it's too good to be true. Like when you find something that feels good to you or that looks good to you, you don't trust it anymore. You don't believe it. You think it must be an illusion. Nothing is ever that good. It always falls through at the end. So how I'm also interpreting this can be people saw you this way, or people put a lot of expectations on you, or you want to be this King of Pentacles. You strive to provide for others, to protect others, to keep all of your promises. I feel like either you have a lot of commitments, like in terms of your work, you put a lot on your plate and you try to achieve all that you set your mind to. But at the end of the day, it becomes too much for you. And there's some things that maybe you are not able to check off your checklist, or there's some promises that you might eventually break. And it's not because you want to, it's because there's a lot on your plate. And I feel like when this happens, you feel really, really bad. You feel really bad about your worth, about how much you can handle, about letting others down. Because this card is represented by the wolf, and we know that the wolf travels in pack, but we have a lone wolf here. So I am feeling this vibe of separation, but it's almost like you separating yourself from your family, from your crowd, from your tribe, because you feel like you let them down time and time again. Now, for some of you, this might be maybe some anxieties, maybe you're suffering from some mental illness, something that prevents you from doing all that you wish you could do. And you put yourself down a lot because of it. And for some of you, the fear might be letting other people down. Even letting yourself down, because again, I feel like you have this idea of yourself. And when you're not able to prove that you are this person in your physical reality, when you can't come through the way that you wish to, then you feel very disappointed. You feel like you're faking it. You feel like you're pretending to be this superhero when in reality you're struggling behind the scenes. And for others, it might feel like the fear of being let down. The fear of letting others down, and the fear of being let down by someone else, being let down by a situation, being let down by your own expectations. So I even feel like there's a fear of dreaming. There's a fear of wanting, because what if it doesn't come through? What if it starts flourishing, but then, this winter storm comes in and wrecks it all? It's almost like this idea, something is always bound to happen that is going to destroy everything I've worked for. And we do have the sacral chakra here. This chakra is often blocked by guilt. What is it that you blame yourself for? It is time to release all that blame and that guilt and accept the reality of things. Things happen. As much as we want to plan for the future, as much as we want to plan our day, there is going to be some outer external thing that is going to maybe skew our plans. Or if you feel like you have failed someone in the past, it's time to forgive yourself about it. Because I feel like your family, the people who you feel uphold to, they're waiting for you. What you haven't forgiven yourself for, they've already forgiven you for it. And they know that you provide for them. They know that you take care of them. They know that you do your best. Every day you do your damn best. And they are grateful for you. And they're really not expecting much from you. They're not expecting more from you. I feel like most of these expectations are coming from within. It's your own standards. I'm not disrespecting your standards, but you're putting those standards really, really high to a degree that when you look at it, it almost feels like, whoa, are you really doing that because you want to do better? Or are you putting yourself up for, failure? And I say failure because it's maybe not accomplishing all that you put on your checklist. As much as we want to be superheroes, it's time to accept that we're human and that we have weaknesses and that we have flaws. And those weaknesses and flaws, it's okay to have them. We're not meant to be perfect. Perfection is an illusion. And I feel like some of you might even be in regards to body image, how you view your body. I feel like it might be like you believe you have to exercise this amount of time, exercise these many days, keep like a very strict regimen, and when you don't uphold to that, that's when you feel an immense amount of guilt. Well, let's move on. I want to move on to the other card, which speaks about what doubts or insecurities are causing you to lose hope, because I feel like it will give us more information on this one. So we have the Two of Swords and we have the Star, and this is the number 44. The number 34. So this card fell out in horizontal, and I like to take cards when they fall in this direction because it either represents a stagnant energy or it can represent the foundation, the base. So the Two of Swords for me represents indecision. It's this feeling of not having all of the clarity or all of the answers to make a confident decision in regards to something. And we do have the Star here, which is showing up pretty bright. And I feel this as guidance, as the clarity, almost like the miracle. I also see the Star as representing wishing upon a star. So it's this idea of having hope, of believing in something. So this energy of indecisiveness, well, first of all, Swords is air energy, which has to do a lot with thoughts, the mind, as well as communication. So having Two of Swords, it almost feels like you are basing your decision on two mentalities. One is this distrust. It's this belief that it will not work out. And the other is this belief that it will, this hopeful energy that we have here. And I feel like you guys are actually very, very hopeful. You have big dreams. For most of you, if this is in regards to a relationship, let's say in specific a romantic relationship, and it didn't work well with this King of Stones in the past, you still are hopeful to have a committed relationship, to find a life partner. But it's almost like you keep it on the down low, because at the same time, you're also very skeptical that this can happen because of the past experience. But so it almost feels like if you would let go of this mentality that you're up for failure, or that nothing ever goes your way, or that happiness is not meant for you, it feels like at the end of the day you will be able to achieve your dream. You will fall into this more hopeful energy. You will be able to see the star that you want for yourself and then use all of your energy to reach it. It almost also feels like you're keeping yourself from actually seeing your own true potential. As I mentioned before, some of you are holding really high expectations in terms to your worth, in terms of what you should be doing, and not really seeing what you are capable of achieving. When we are using the word should, I should be able to do this, I should be able to do that, I should be able to get everything done by this certain amount of time. That word should, in it and of itself, is, I see it like a prison. It holds you back. It puts walls around you and it limits you, because you're saying it has to be this certain way and you should be able to do it that way. And so you are not able to then allow yourself to do things a bit differently, or to find other ways to go about things. So this is about seeing your potential and your capabilities. Maybe you're not one to do things very quickly. Maybe you take your time, and that may be your skill. That may be part of your capabilities. It may be something that once you embrace it, you will be able to shine very brightly in. But because you're either putting yourself to this certain expectation, you're molding yourself into something that you're not. You're forcing yourself into a box that you don't fit in, and that you're probably uncomfortable being in there in the first place. So it's time to let go and terminate that word should, because it's not serving you. It's not working for you. The only thing that is causing it's more pain. It's this feeling of isolation even. Because whenever you don't meet these deadlines, whenever you feel like you fail because you couldn't keep a promise, what you do is you remove yourself from your tribe, your family, your friend, because you feel like you are not deserving of them. I feel like for some of you that might be the case. This might even be comparing yourself to others in terms of looks and appearances. When it's like you're so busy admiring all of these other stars, and you're forgetting that you're a star of your own. Every star shines differently. And I feel like for some of you, your perceived weaknesses can actually become your strengths. So, for others of you, it feels like you're always seeing things in a black and white manner. It's like every time you're going to make a choice or a decision, you think it's either the right choice or the wrong choice. And because of it, you never allow yourself to simply choose. When we start embracing our truth and we just start being more authentic, just with ourselves at least, we let go of any attachments to any outcome. Our decisions are no longer based on whether this choice is the right one or the wrong one. It's rather based on, will this bring me joy? Is this something I want to do? It's like opening a YouTube channel, for example, and you're not worried about whether you will be able to make money out of it or whether you will be able to reach a certain amount of subscribers. It's simply the question, do I want to open a YouTube channel? Just for me, like, do I want to open it? Yes or no? That's it. Like, you're not attaching any outcome to it. In that, there is no right or wrong answer. And at the end of the day, whatever choice you choose, it's going to be the right answer because it's right for you. So I feel like this insecurity is an insecurity about whether making the right or wrong choice, whether it's something that you should or shouldn't be doing. And it's time to release that because that's only keeping you stuck, keeping you from shining your light. Because yes, you have a lot to offer. Yes, you can show up as this King of Pentacles, but it's showing up your way, not how you think you should be showing up, because that's only going to hold you back and keep you in despair. And this star is just reminding me of body as well, like I mentioned before. It's time to appreciate your beauty. And it's a beauty that it's not like beauty standards. It's not what you're going to see in magazines or in commercials or the Instagram models. No, it's time to look in the mirror and you see your own beauty. It's time to start appreciating your own natural glow because you are beautiful. And it's also this feeling of whatever happened in the past doesn't have to happen again. It doesn't have to be one of your choices or one of your outcomes. What you want is out there. And it's time to start believing that you are deserving of it and that it is meant for you. Okay, so the last card is to help us see how to move past this fear. So we have inner vision. I see it as the third eye chakra. It's having clarity. It's going within. It's also about intuition. So this is not so much about seeing with the physical eyes, but it's seeing with, again, that inner eye. So it's time to open that inner eye. It's time to open your third eye to see past the illusions, past the masks and the facades. It's time to start connecting with people at a deeper level and connecting with yourself at a deeper level. I feel like also do not fall so much for pretty words or promises. Pay closer attention to the actions of people, to how they respond to situations. Be open to the truth, because the truth never hides from us. Truth is always there, shining brightly right in front of us. It is us who keeps our eyes closed. So I'm seeing this as also connecting more with your intuition. So it's time to go within to receive guidance from within, because possibly either you depended on others to give you advice, to tell you what was right or wrong, that oftentimes you misguided yourself following this advice. So it is time to start listening to yourself and what you have to say, because what you have to say is also very important. Make sure that whatever comes through for you, it's always coming from an authentic space and not from what you think other people will expect from you, or what you think. Sometimes we think like, oh, what would this person do? If they were in my situation, what would this person do? Because we admire those people because we think that they're always right, because we think that they always choose the best route. But this is about, what would you do? What would you do in this situation? Even if it's something that's never been seen before, it's time to start acknowledging your own truth. Because this also reminds me of creativity. And we do have the N here, which represents north. So I'm seeing this as also like, this could be the North Star. So it's following your inner guidance because it will not lead you astray. Whenever you make a decision, ask yourself if this is something you want to do. And I feel like in regards to relationships, you might have had an inkling that this person was maybe not being true and genuine, but you relied more on what other people were saying about them or what this person was promising to you, that you didn't follow your own intuition or inner guidance. So this is only to show you you know what's up. So when next time a person comes in with an offer, make sure to listen to that inner gut feeling, because that will always show you the truth. Okay, so now I want to pull a message for you guys. So we have, for every ending, there is a beginning. Yes, so I feel like this is confirming to you that this past situation has ended. And that this doesn't have to carry into your new beginning, because it's a beginning. It's new. It's a new slate for you. You get to choose how you go about it. You get to choose now what to believe in. So believe first and foremost in yourself. Yes, so that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello Seekers who chose group 3, the Black Obsidian. So this stone is actually a very powerful psychic protection stone. It helps shield your aura and your energy from low vibrational frequencies. It is also a stone that is known to stimulate or enhance precognition, so like psychic abilities. So there is a message I did receive for you guys, and it is: absorb the negativity. When there is doubt, pinky out. Now it does seem like a very absurd and silly message, but the vibe I was getting for this group was actually of playfulness, and it is because Spirit knows how much you tend to get caught up in your head, how much you overthink situations, how much you're analyzing choices or opportunities that are given to you. It's like you're always stretching out your energy as much into the future as you can to see how many ways a situation can play out for you, how many ways something can go wrong. You're always trying to prepare yourself for the worst case scenario. And this causes a lot of stress and anxiety. And it feels like Spirit just wants you to be playful with something a bit more lighthearted, because this serious energy is only weighing you down, and it's probably even taking the fun out of your experience when it doesn't have to be that way. This experience doesn't have to be stressful. Okay, now let's move into the cards. Okay, so now I will pull out a card to see what chakra may be blocked at this moment, which may be causing these fears or doubts. Okay, so we have the sacral chakra, and now I'm going to pull out one keyword. Okay, we have romance. I will connect these energies to the reading as we turn over the cards, okay? So the first cards, 2 fell out for you guys, while the rest of the groups got 1. And this is to help us see what fears are holding you back from pursuing or achieving your dreams. And we have number 21, the World Tree, which is a major arcana. This is the World in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. And then we have the 5 of Bows, Empowerment, which is the 5 of Wands in the Rider-Waite's Tarot. So the World can represent travel, a completion, as well as obtaining the outcome that you desire. And then we do have the 5 of Bows, which represents conflict, opposition, competition, and struggle. But I'm mostly feeling this energy to be one of defensiveness. And this World Tree for me is actually representing that bird's eye view, stretching yourself way into the future to see all of the outcomes possible. Because we do have this labyrinth here, and that for me represents one's life journey. When we are in the labyrinth, we don't get to see more than what's in front of us, right? We don't have this bird's eye view. For you guys, not having that bird's eye view, not knowing, brings a lot of anxiety and stress. You need to know. You need to be reassured. There needs to be a sense of security in order to be confident about the decisions that you make. So this bird's eye view is you being up in your head, overthinking about situation, overanalyzing, and again, seeing all the different ways a situation can play out. And we do have this tree here, and for me, it always represents like coming back home to self. So it's a connection with your higher self, a connection with the universe. And this tree is representing all of the 4 seasons, which is denoting change and transitions. One of your fears may be a fear of change, or more specifically, a fear of the unknown. Not being fully prepared and equipped for something causes you a lot of anxiety. And we do have the sacral chakra here, which for me connects with passionate energy and creativity. I'm getting like with this chakra a lot of spontaneity. And I feel like that's something that you guys don't do. You're planners. And we do have the Five of Bows here, which again is reminding me of defensiveness. When something is offered to you that you didn't expect, you get quite defensive about it because it's not part of your plan. It's not in your agenda. And I feel like also when somebody shows you some kindness, it's always like, wait, hold up. But what do you want in return? What's the deal here? There's some hidden agenda in this situation. And I feel like that may come because you are one to always plan things out. So you feel like if it's being presented to you, it's because there must be an ulterior motive. There must be a goal. And so I feel like when the universe offers you something new, I do get like this energy of a caveman, they get quite scared when something new appears that they haven't learned, that they have not seen. And the first thing that they do is like get in the warrior position because they don't immediately think, oh, this might be a good thing. They immediately think, oh, this thing is going to attack me. Another one of your fears might be taking risks and taking opportunities because again, you do not know how this might turn out. Especially making a spontaneous move, making an unexpected decision, it does not fit well with you guys, which is not a bad thing, If that's not the way that you run, that's cool. But I feel like being very fearful of change, being very fearful of the unknown keeps you back or keeps you in this comfort zone. Because again, we do have this bird's eye view, but I am being pulled a lot to the tree and it's representing home to me. It's representing a safe space. So like I mentioned before, this labyrinth is one's life journey. And it feels like you've been in this tree, in this safe space for a long time. Probably you've been spending more time planning for your future than actually taking action in it or taking part of it. And the reason be it is because there's always something missing. There's always something you need more preparation in. You're never quite ready. And it's not that you're not ready, it's that you don't feel ready. And I feel like Spirit is telling you here, you might never actually feel ready. So why not just jump into it anyways? Because I feel that's very much the playful message. When there is doubt, pinky out. And the only reason that Spirit is being very playful, almost sarcastic with you guys, is because they know there's nothing to worry about. Most of the worry you're creating in your mind, and it has nothing to do with your reality. Will there be twists and turns in your journey? Yes. Will it be unexpected at times? Yes. That can be guaranteed. And they want you to know, as much as you want to plan for your future and have like one straight route, it's not going to play out that way. It's just not. Just like a labyrinth, there's going to be twists and turns, and there's going to be new passageways that are just going to open up for you out of nowhere. And these passages might lead you closer to your desired goal, or they might lead you a little bit further from your desired goal. But what they want you to know, that at the end of the day, you will always end up exactly where you want to be, exactly where you belong. At the end of the day, you will achieve your goal. How long it might take, it might differ in regards to what paths you take. And that in itself might cause you anxiety because probably you want things to be done at a certain amount of time. But that's something that Spirit is going to encourage you throughout your journey to let go of, because this is about embracing change. In regards to the offers, there might be a fear that what is offered to you might not come with good intentions or might not be for your best interest or for your best good. And Spirit wants you to know that in order to discover whether this is the case, it's very important for you to be grounded, because being up in the defensive in regards to everything is not going to help you. It's not always going to lead you in the best route, because more often than not, it's just going to hold you back. And I feel like also, see how this man here, he's holding onto this bow, like his weapons. And it feels like these weapons are the same that he has been using for centuries and ages. And there's this mentality, well, if they're not broken and they have served me well thus far, then what is the point of getting new ones? Right? And we do have new bows being offered here. So again, it feels like it's very hard for you to let go of something, because I feel there's a fear that as soon as you let go, nothing better will come in. Like nothing will compare to the past, or no new will come in. And it's almost like this, again, this fear of, what if the new that does come in is not trustworthy? What if it does me more harm than good? It might be in terms to romantic relationships, maybe holding on to a partner, or maybe holding on to a relationship that occurred in the past that maybe it's not ongoing anymore, but it's holding all the other new partners that come in, like that expectation or that standard. Like, no, I will not accept you unless you compare or meet up to the standard of my past relationship, and you don't allow yourself to experience something new. And Spirit is telling you here, you are closing yourself off from experiencing something that might be even more connected to what you truly desire and want for yourself. Like, you might think that you really know yourself already and know what's best for you, but I feel there's still a lot to learn in regards to that. Especially, I feel like in regards to relationships. I also feel like for some of you, you might romanticize situations, and because of this romanticizing, you might put it at a really high standard, and then you push everything aside, you push it away, you put your guard up if it doesn't meet that ideal or that standard. And this romanticizing, it's not actually allowing you to see the truth of the situation. It's keeping you in this box of illusions. But let's move into the next card, which is here to show us what doubts or insecurities are causing you to lose hope. So we have the Joker here, and the Joker is the Fool card in the Rider-Waite's Tarot, and the Fool card is this wanderer energy. It's one who takes a leap of faith, who takes action. It's actually a quite careless energy. This is the complete opposite of an overthinker or overanalyzer. I'm actually getting this message of fearing looking like a fool or being played the fool. It might be the case for some of you that in a previous, let's say, romantic relationship, you felt like you were played. You felt like you were taken advantage of. The intentions of the other person were not sincere. They were not pure. I feel like for some of you, you might be, it's not the case that you are naive. It's more of you're very innocent. What you say, you mean. Your actions, they're pure in their intentions. What causes so much doubt is how others show up at times, because you realize that people, most of the time, they're not quite sincere. They don't mean what they say. For you guys, if someone tells you, I love you, it's because they mean I love you. You wouldn't tell someone I love you if you didn't mean it. But you see often, more than not, people just saying I love you willy-nilly, like to anybody and to anyone without really meaning it. And so you don't quite understand that. And so I feel like that's one of also the reason why you keep yourself to yourself, because you don't really trust other people. You don't really connect with them. And again, it might be the case that someone told you something, right? And they probably didn't really mean it, but you took it to heart. You took it seriously. And when you showed up, right, taking this seriously, taking this relationship seriously, the other person might have shunned you for it. It's like, why are you taking this so seriously? And that kind of demotivated you and also put you up on the defensive. We're not asking you to change. You're pure of heart. Your intentions are pure. You speak your truth. You don't shy away from it. Other people might see you as very blunt at times, but that's who you are, and you can embrace that. But I feel like it's also letting go of this belief that everybody has to show up like you do. How we wish that everybody was honest and authentic, but that's not going to be the case. So it's seeing other people for who they truly are. Sometimes we really want to see others how we want them to show up for us, and when they don't, we get aggravated, we get angry, we get frustrated, we become distrustful of others. But this is acknowledging, not everybody is going to show up in the same authenticity that you do, and we can't force them to do so. If you don't connect with that, you don't have to connect with them, but you don't also have to hide away from the world. You don't have to build walls around yourself and close yourself off from all the opportunities and from life itself. It doesn't have to be that way. I mean, at the end of the day, you always have free will, and if you don't resonate with this message, you can discard it. It's always up to you, but this is just an advice that's coming through. I also feel like another insecurity might be that if you don't plan for things, I'll place an image of the Fool here, then if you don't plan your next step, then you won't be prepared and you might take a misstep and you might fall. But this is about also trusting in yourself and believing that, let's say you do take a misstep and that you do fall. It's trusting that you will be able to get up again and continue on your journey, continue moving forward. It's realizing that, yes, things might bruise you, things might hurt you, but they will never tear you down. They won't break you, because you are made of stronger stuff. Because we do have empowerment here. So this is also about realizing your power, your sovereignty, and your strength. Again, like, the choices that come in doesn't mean that you have to accept all of them, but it's not putting up walls immediately without seeing the choices that are offered to you. So just take a moment to observe them, to see them, to truly connect with them. And if they do not resonate with you at all, then okay, fine, leave them behind. But give yourself an opportunity to explore so you can find out more about yourself. So this is about opening your world. It's about your world, because that's also the Wanderer. I feel like the Wanderer connects very much with the World card, because the Wanderer is about feeling like the world is their oyster. It's about embarking on this journey and believing anything and everything is possible, and that the world is sort of made for them. It's like their playground. So discover and explore. Okay, but let me move on to the other cards. And these are to help us see how we can move past our fears. And we have Seasons and we have the Worker. So Seasons, we were talking about Seasons and the World card. So Seasons is all about changes and transitions. It's letting go of one phase of our lives so a new phase can begin. Spring cannot come until winter has ended. So this is about letting go of what is done and over with. Not holding on to something for too long that we block progress, because that's what I feel with the Worker here. This Worker energy is all about progress, it's action, it's building, working on something. The Bee, I feel, is very community based. The Bee acknowledges that it is the entire community that help maintain the beehive. So I feel like this might also be working with others, allowing yourself to work with others. And again, I know that sometimes when other people have let us down, a lot of times, if you're in school, in college or something, and you hear like, oh, it's a group project, you're like, damn it. It can be very frustrating because we prefer to do things ourselves because we know that we are reliable. We won't let ourselves down, but we can't rely on other people. No. But the Worker energy is about realizing that, okay, you know, other people might not be as reliable as you, but they do have something to offer. And sometimes, again, when we hold others to an expectation or an ideal, or even to like compare them to ourselves, then we don't see the other person for their true worth and for what they have to offer. So it's time to see, you know, it's not only about the weaknesses, but it's also about the strengths. Other people have some strengths. It's time to see more. Like, I'm getting this bird's eye view again, like being able to see the whole picture and not just having like narrow vision. So I feel like for you, maybe working with others without comparing others to you might help you realize that it's not so bad to work with other people, that they also have something to offer, and maybe you can learn something from them. And with Seasons, again, it's embracing the change, it's embracing the unknown. I feel like this is also talking about working towards something. So this is about having that dream that you have, that you want, and working towards it. It's not so much about planning anymore. It's about finally getting out of that planning phase and working towards your dreams now. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It is a working energy, but it's allowing yourself to take that first step. Make your vision into a reality. You can do it. Just like the Fool is 0. 0 is like, you haven't even taken that first step yet. It's the infinite potential. So this is about taking your first step. Working even on building the courage to take that first step, but it's working on something you've created and planned for so long, but it's now actually putting this into action. I feel with romance, if some of you have been wanting a romantic partner but you only been dreaming about it in your head, this is maybe asking you put yourself out there so that also your romantic partner or your life partner knows that you exist and they can find you and meet you halfway. This is like dancing and co-creating with the universe. The universe can only do so much for you. because you're the one with the physical body who can interact in this physical 3D realm. You're the one who can actually move the physical pieces. So this is about you also taking action, becoming part of your life, a participant of your own life, so that the universe can also come in and then help you out with all the little details. So I also feel like working with the universe, working with the changes and transitions. So now I'm going to pull out one message for you guys. It is in the silence that listening occurs. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought some guidance. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye bye.